Alrighty, folks. One of the things that you need to understand about applications and software in today's world is what is prescriptive and what is survey. Because a lot of folks look at technology tools that are making recommendations and saying, hey, you said it's going to rent for X and it didn't get X. You're wrong. Or better yet, I know my market better than you. And then there's survey data, which gives you a range. And sometimes you really need to understand what is the platform or application doing, because you might be getting all hot and bothered for no reason at all. Mike from Rentometer, how are you doing, buddy? Rentometer, sorry. Rentometer.
I'm doing great. I hope I can bring your energy to this topic.
Well, it's really interesting because, again, I see this a lot in technology that I work with. It really sets people off. Sometimes it's like, their data's wrong, they suck. I'm like, no. You know your market really, really well. And they're giving you a range and criteria, and they're doing all of these things. You need to stop being all hot and bothered about these things and understand what the tool or application is supposed to do. So I guess the first question for you is, at Rentometer, are you a prescriptive or a survey-based platform?
We are firmly in the survey-based camp, where we are not prescriptive. Some people try to use our system as prescriptive. We strongly recommend against it because there's many things about a particular unit that we don't know or understand, and about that market that we don't know and understand. Sure. So it's when you get to the unit level rental, it is really difficult for somebody who's never looked at the unit or been in the market to say you should rent this for X.
Yeah, that's what's always so funny to me. And again, I've been around the block a long time, and I've had people tell me what my units can rent for on occasion, and it's funny. Sometimes they're right. A lot of times they're right. Frankly, they get really close, but sometimes there's this unique characteristics. I remember this one house I had on Pine. Where the neighbors, it was in a county area, not a city limits, and my neighbor was essentially a junkyard, right? He would call himself a collector, right? He would call himself a collector of old cars. I would call him a junkyard because none of them ever worked and they were always up on blocks. But let's just say renting that unit on Pine was not easy because the neighbor. And that's not something you're going to get in a prescriptive model. You're not going to be, driving on the block and see that the neighbor's got 17 cars and 3 of them in the driveway, and it's just a disaster. So that's just one example.
Yeah, I think a more subtle example is what type of owner are you, and what type of investor are you, right? Yeah. Because you can, somebody can come back and say this is the price, right? Which we would never do. We come back and say, this is what is happening in this area, and these are the ranges. And if you're well outside the range, like, for example, somebody says, oh, I'm going to rent this for $6,000. And we can look in our system and say, nothing's rented in that neighborhood for $6,000 in the last 3 years or ever. So why do you think you're going to get $6,000? That's the obvious one. But back to the more subtle example, you could have 6 investors in the same market looking at the same property, and they would disagree on what the correct or accurate rent is for that property, because I might be somebody who is trying to maximize cash flow, and I'm just going for the top rent that I can get. I might be somebody else. Somebody else might be, hey, I like to keep it reasonable, maybe a little bit below market, so I don't have turnover.
Yeah, reduce turnover.
I don't want to deal with it next year. So you can get 6 different answers on what the accurate rent is for the same property with 6 different investors. So that's why we think it's important, really, to just show what's happening in the market, provide the data as a reference tool as to what's happening in the market, and then let the investor decide where they want to be. And you can see the 25th percentile, you can see the 75th percentile, you can see the median, and then you fit your property on that spectrum.
I think that's the right way to do it, because there is no, any solution or application that's trying to do something across the country being precise is a joke, right? You've got to give the ranges, and you're taking actuals, right? You're giving the 25th, 75 median. This is the right answer. And, people need to stop being so upset, right? Because again, they're like, oh, you don't know. I'm not trying to know everything down to the exact unit.
Yes.
Yeah, it's, I have this notion, I talk all the time about a buy box, right? And my buy box is very much on kind of the front end, but there's rent components of that. And, people should get a buy box and they should understand what units rent for, right? What's a 4 versus a 3. You and I had a conversation 2 or 3 weeks ago about what's the difference between a 3-1 and a 2
Yeah.
1.5 or a 2-2.
Yeah.
And I was shocked that the 2-2s rent for more than the 3-1, but it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. That bathroom is just that much important.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where people can use survey data to really understand and hone in on a buy box. But at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, it's your responsibility as an investor to know the rent box and the buy box, right? What kind of landlord are you going to be? Are you going to go for maximum top of the rent? Are you going to go for let's keep the thing full?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to upgrade everything? Are you just going to paint it? Are you going to do the front yard? Are you not? There's all these choices of what kind of landlord you're going to be. And, I think that's why survey data and giving ranges is the right answer.
Yeah. And I think it bears out in the numbers. I like to think of us at the entry level point. We have tens of thousands of paying subscribers all over the country. And I like to think of the entry level point as the reference tool, right?
Mm,
And if you think about the cycle, like if you're investing in a property or you're thinking about buying a property for investment, if you're prescriptive, you're jumping into the process to the end. You're saying
right.
this is what it's going to be. Whereas if you think of it, we think of ourselves as the best place to start, not
Absolutely.
not to end. We can help you throughout the research process, but that initial first reference, you're not going to get a faster, quicker, easier number than from our system.
Mm-hmm.
And we share all the data with you so you can decide whether we're missing something or whether you can replicate what we do
Right.
is how we like to say it. So we think of ourselves as the best starting point. And if you look at the numbers, I mean, we process probably between, on average, 350 to
Mm.
400,000 rent comps a month.
Wow.
So that's people just checking something, just saying, "Hey, let me take a look at this property here or this property here," and so a significant number of those are SFRs. Also,
Mm.
we do a lot of apartments, but probably 50 to 60% of that. Um, those rent comps are for SFR
Yeah.
investments. So
Yeah, it makes total sense why Rentometer would be a tool of choice in the beginning. I get lots of investors that don't really know where they want their buy box to be, in state, out of state, you know, um, and I think it provides them kind of like a magnifying glass to kind of drill in and understand so they can get the base numbers and start running some at least initial calculations. They're not guessing, right? They can always
totally,
assume the median, and that's where it all starts, right? I think a lot of folks, especially in high price markets, are like, hey, I got to go out of state because of X, Y, and Z. And then they just don't know, right? Out of state's that's a lot of states. So a platform like Renometer is going to get them,
yeah,
honing in on what might make sense for them.
yeah. I think of it as along the lines of Consumer Reports, right?
Hmm. There you go.
Consumer the old reference magazine.
Yeah.
You don't need it until you need it, right?
Yeah.
But when you need it, you want it. You want to be able to say, but it's your starting point. You say, okay, who is the best in this for this
Yeah.
particular appliance or this tool
I
or
remember.
car,
Yeah.
right? And so you would look there, you'd start there, but then you'd check your other sources and do your other due diligence, read reviews, check out what other websites and see what's happening. And that's exactly how we view ourselves at that reference point, that starting point in the process. We have lots of tools for downstream research tools once you get into the process, finding properties through our yield tracker
Mm.
and sharing reports and using our system operationally. But really, the entry point for us is that reference. I
Yep.
need to understand. I'm looking at 3 properties. Which one of these 3 would be the best one to spend my time on?
Yeah. No, it makes total sense to me. And again, if you even go back further, it can be what area, what state, what zip code, then what asset. And that's really the drill down that a lot of new investors need to be doing early on before they select a buy box. Right. There's nothing worse than just guessing. Right. I think a lot of people hear me talk about a buy box and they guess. No,
Yes.
don't guess. Right. Pull up a platform like Rentometer and figure out, like, where do I have relationships? Where's my best friend live? Where's my family been? Where do I know? What part of the country do I know well? Because I think a lot of people get wrong is they hear something from a money magazine about the top 10 real estate markets,
Yes.
but they don't know anybody and they get cooked. So again,
And context is so important, right?
yeah.
Because again, you are unique as an investor,
Yes.
and you need to fit the information to your. Nobody's going to tell you how to be successful. They will
Right.
give you ideas on how to be successful, but you have to decide how you want to be successful, right? So that's how.
Amen. Amen.
So.
Well, people need to check out Rentometer from where do they go?
Rentometer.com.
Very
and
simple.
and that buy box, check out our yield tracker. The buy box there is all set up. You can find
Nice.
properties all over the country, and we pre-run the comps for you, so you don't even
Nice.
have to run the rent comps. So,
folks, do me a favor, check it out. Leave comments in this video. Let me know how it goes. And Mike, thank you for your time.
thank you.